war's an awful nuisance, and it's all one fellow's fault. And now he's got it started, it's too late to call a halt. We've so much to put up with that we call him awful names. For everything that happens, he's the man the public blames. We blame him for the sandbags that keep tripping up our feet, for imitation coppers in tin hats on every beat. Our air raid warden's very blunt and simply too sweet. So it's just too bad for nasty Uncle Adolf. He's in for it now, all right. A friend said I've an air raid shelter, sandbags by the score. I've put some fairy lights around it, can you guess what for? They'll see the lights and vomit while we're playing darts next door. So it's just too bad for nasty Uncle Adolf. He's in for it now, all right.
Mr. Churchill, how are you?
Mr. Truman, good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Many things discussed. Stalin will be a day late.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Down.
Shall we get started without him, or should we wait?
Now we can discuss a few things.
Starting.
Mr. Stalin.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Mr. Churchill.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, so shall we get started with speaking about post-war Germany?
Yes.
I agree. So I think Germany needs to be completely disarmed. They are posing too much of a threat to USSR, and I do not like what they are capable of. So we have to completely demilitarize them.
I agree with that. I think that complete demilitarization at one time may be a little stressful for them and might not be the best idea.
They did this terrible thing to everybody. Why can't we completely demilitarize them?
Well, I would say that, in Britain's opinion, that it's important that Germany has less of an army at least, or maybe no army at all, but I'd say less of an army at least to start with.
I agree with Britain. Less of an army to start with. Maybe not.
But they were so dangerous.
While they're dangerous, I think that if we help them rebuild themselves with the denazification and the democratization as well, I think that we can help them and maybe don't have to get rid of their entire army.
Yes, Britain would agree that it's important that we help some democracy, democratic government in Germany.
Along with the denazification.
Well, I disagree with the democracy because communism is better, but I also think Germany should pay huge reparations because they have damaged USSR so much. They have destroyed 31,000 factories, and I think Germany needs to pay so that we can start rebuilding our economy, which has been...
And these are the reparations you want them to pay?
Mm-hmm.
See, I think these are way too big.
Yes, I would agree. I agree that this would just devastate Germany even further, and that they're really not in a situation where they can pay all this.
Well, I do think that they do need to pay some reparations. I think that our main goal should be to set up a democracy and a stable government in Germany.
I think we need to help rebuild rather than just punishment.
Okay. I do see what you are saying, but I think that they should pay more because the agriculture system in Russia has also been hurt. The food has needed to be strictly rationed because they destroyed most of all of our agricultural land, and it's there are a lot of undernourished people in the U.S.
But by rebuilding the German economy, we're having them focus mainly on agriculture, and they could become a valuable trade partner.
But we do not want to work with Germany.
Because they're not communist?
Because it's Germany, and USSR hates Germany.
I will not agree to having that large of war reparations being paid by Germany.
Yes, Britain supports what the U.S. claims.
We're very sorry. So as we discussed at the Yalta conference, we're going to split Germany into 4 different sections. Does everyone still agree on that? One controlled by Britain, France, the United States, and USSR respectively.
Yes, Britain supports that.
And I do too. I think we should take lots of Germany's land away because if they're not going to pay war reparations, then I think we need to take lots of land.
And split it equally? Or does the USSR want more?
Equally is okay, I guess.
Okay, how much were you thinking of taking away?
50% maybe?
I think that'd be a little too much.
I think that'd be a little bit
There's
much.
a lot of German people in these areas, so I feel like taking half their land and giving it to the USSR would be a little extreme.
We would like to see Germany reduced to about 75% of its size pre-war.
Yes, I would
instead of 50%. Do you think you could agree upon that?
I could agree.
Okay.
It is a compromise.
And then also, we need to discuss the policy that we're going to use for Nazi officers and them being persecuted.
Yes, well, I would say that they should put on, the war criminals be put on trial to be persecuted for their war crimes.
They need to be punished.
They will be punished.
Unless we all agree that they
trial?
denazification of Germany,
They do.
demilitarization and democratization.
Yes.
Yes.
Prime Minister Churchill and I feel as though your control over Eastern Europe is getting a little bit out of hand. We would like you to discuss your plans for future.
Well, they will be separate countries, but I will set up communist regimes for them. It is like I am helping them because their economies are not good. So I am setting up this government for them.
What right do you feel like you have to set up?
Well, they're within the USSR sphere of influence, and with these states, it creates a nice border in case there's another war between Germany.
But do you not feel as though
Do
you not feel as though they have the right to self-determination and to decide what type of
believe that
government
they
would
should
like?
be communist. They will be their own communist regime.
And what if that's not what they would like?
Well, I disagree. I think it should be communist.
What about Poland? Do you think that we should give Poland back to the Polish people, or because I know you've already set up a communist government there?
I think that should stay with the other Eastern Europeans, and I think it should be communist like the rest of them.
We have a proposal to make. Will you promise to help us with the war in Japan?
I will promise that.
What month do you say you're going to enter the war?
I will enter in August.
Okay, so if you sign a contract saying that you will enter the war in August, we will let the situation in Eastern Europe play out on its own. Deal?
Okay.
Alright, also, we need to talk about the means of surrender for Japan now.
Yeah.
We feel as though they need to surrender immediately, and it needs to end.
So are you suggesting an absolute surrender?
Yes. Explain to me why you think communism is the end-all be-all.
Because everyone is equal. I think everyone gets the same food, everyone works a job.
But that does not push for innovation.
There's zero unemployment in communism.
Yes, but with capitalism,
Everyone is happy.
with capitalism, we're pushing for new things. It's innovative. There's competition. People are trying to be better than one
But
another.
competition is not healthy.
It grows your economy.
Everybody-
And how is this growing your economy?
Our economy is so powerful, and
It obviously isn't that powerful.
yes, we have all these weapons, everybody fears us.
Well,
we are in a great situation in the world.
America has been developing a super weapon capable of mass destruction. So obviously you guys aren't that powerful or that capable of growth.
A super weapon? you
Yes.
say? Like what type of super weapon?
An atomic bomb. Hello,
Hello, gentlemen. I'm Mr.
Mr. Truman.
Mr.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Stalin.
Poland.
I'm here to replace Churchill. I recently won the election for the Labour Party.
Great.
Right.
Would you like us to briefly fill you in on what we've already agreed upon?
Yes, of course.
Well, in the situation in Germany post-war, we've decided that we're going to reduce it to about 75% of its pre-war size. War reparations will be paid, and we will try and set up a democratic government within Germany. And Stalin has agreed to enter the war with us in Japan in late August.
Okay, great. And then now we're going to talk about Japan a little more.
Yes,
Right.
yes. So I assume you share some of the same policies as Churchill?
Yes.
We've agreed to let the situation in Eastern Europe and Stalin play out. So we do think that Japan needs a complete surrender.
Absolute surrender.
Absolute surrender, yes.
So you don't want to give them a
Unconditional
chance.
surrender.
So you want to take over. You want to, strip them of their military and their government. And do you think that'd be the best for the Japanese people?
Yes. I think that America has suffered so greatly that there really is no other option. They know they have no chance at winning the war, and at this point they're just inflicting pain where it doesn't need to be.
And so you want to give them a chance to surrender.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think Britain would support that.
Okay. Strong?
I think that's a good idea.
So we've all come to the Potsdam Agreement, which we're all going to sign. just to reiterate, it says the Germany will go through denazification, democratization, and demilitarization. Germany will also be divided into 4 sections, controlled by the USSR, the US, France, and Britain. We were also put the Nazi officers on trial for war crimes. Also, Germany will be reduced to about 75% of its size prior to the war.
In addition to reducing Germany to about 75% of its size, we're going to let the situation in Eastern Europe with Stalin play out, and including the Poland and the regime he set up in Poland. We also have outlined the means of surrender for Japan, and it's going to be an absolute surrender. And Stalin will be entering the war in August, as agreed upon. In addition, we've allowed the USSR to receive a portion of the reparations made by Germany, and though it has, they have been reduced greatly from their wants. Great working with you.
Speaking with you.
Thank you.
Well, so we're splitting it up, so maybe the
USSR.
Soviet part of Germany could be communist at first. I'm not sure, should we say that? I'm not even
Yeah.
Should we support that?
Probably, you can take your little part, be communist.
Yeah.
Because it's Germany and USSR hates Germany.
We can change. Obama, 2012.
Anyways.
Churchill was just not reelected.
75% of its size prior to the war.
You stop.
Keeping it going.
Why don't want me to? I can't even speak.
Mr. Mambo? No, Stalin can't do it. We think it's Stalin.